In this lesson, we will learn how to use the group element and why we should do this. But before we will start, let's look at the example. You see the graphics that consist of several graphics elements. Let's imagine that we need to apply the transform translate property to move the image on 500 pixels to the right. So, how can we solve this issue? The first way, we can apply the transformation to each element, and it will work. But this approach has some significant flaws. If there are few elements, then the applying of the transform property won't take much time. But what if there are 100 or even 200 of the elements? Then it will take a lot of time and efforts. And now, let's imagine that when we're almost done, we have figured out that we need to shift all these elements to additional 50 pixels. What are we supposed to do? Redo it? The SVG specification offers a more simple and elegant solution. We can group elements all together. We can use the G element to do this. It will allow us to process the graphics element as a whole. The G element is a container element, and that means that to group the graphics elements, we need to place them inside the G element. So, now we can apply the transformation to the group of the elements and process them as a whole. In this case, we can apply and edit CSS properties much faster. But there is more. We can use inheritance to apply the CSS rules to the descendant elements by using a container. And that means that the styles that are applied to the G element do not affect on the G element itself, because the G element is not the graphics element, but they affect on its children. For example, if we will apply the fill property to a G element, then the values of the fill property will apply to the nested graphical elements. If you want to change several elements, then just place them into the group element, and then apply the styles to the G element. In this lesson, we have learned what is the grouping and why we should use it. Please do your homework for better understanding, and I will see you in the next lesson.